In today's presentation with a short film, so you can watch and learn a bit about Maxeon, and then I'll go through our supply chain.
How do you build a better tomorrow when the world is constantly changing today? You have to start a little sooner, work a little harder, climb a little higher. You have to care more and dare more. You have to stand behind your values and stay ahead of the curve. So when the future gets here, you're already there. This spirit of constant improvement has made us the world-renowned leader in solar innovation and inspired us to become who we are today. Maxeon Solar Technologies, thriving together to lead the fight against climate change, with SunPower solar products ready for any challenge. Record-setting efficiency, proven reliability, from panels as clean as the energy they produce, plus a vast partner network that brings local expertise and products to more than 100 countries around the globe. It's the result of pushing the boundaries of innovation for more than 35 years. From the edge of outer space to countless rooftops below. We know that holding our products and ourselves to a higher standard raises the bar for the entire solar industry and gives customers everywhere the power to make a positive impact on our world. Maxeon Solar Technologies, powering positive change.
Okay, well, there is an overview of our company from the corporate department. So Maxeon Solar Technologies originally came out of a company called SunPower Corporation, based in San Jose, actually came out of Stanford University, started in 1985, but back in 2010, it was decided there should be two separate companies. And so they spun off the operations of the manufacturing, research, and sales in more than 100 countries to Singapore. So I've actually been in Singapore for about 15 years. Maxeon's been in Singapore for 2. So now we've got 80 people here, 2 of whom are here with me today. You can look at our global manufacturing footprint. Our best technology is manufactured in Philippines and Malaysia. We do have a joint venture in China. We've got manufacturing also, some in France, although that's going down, as well as in Mexico. So you can look at that footprint all around the world, and you can imagine what our supply chain looks like. We have, 1,700 suppliers from 30, 40 countries, very complex supply chain. We are both a consumer, so we have all the suppliers. We're also a supplier to our customers. So we go through the whole supply chain monitoring. We do have our sustainability framework that we put in place when we became an independent company 2 years ago. That we actually worked with PwC on. So we've got our 14 material topics in the areas of E, S, and G, focusing, I guess for this audience, a lot on the energy and emissions, water management, waste. How do we actually keep track of all of this? We've met all our sustainability commitments to the world, and now we need to figure out how we're going to monitor that. We do have our long-term targets, which is what we need to be doing on our supplier side, which is making sure that we're monitoring all of our suppliers towards these targets. In the product innovation space, we have our cradle-to-cradle, carbon positivity. Then on the environmental side, we have a lot of stuff at energy intensity, emission intensity, all these great subjects you've heard these people speaking about today. We do have a number of certifications, which is something that the platform showcases. We have MSCI rating. We were rated A, thanks to the great sustainability report that we put together. We have the NSF, Declare, Cradle to Cradle certified, as well as PV Magazine. We won their award for Most Sustainable Company. And we do have the most efficient panels in the world, originally designed in California. Now we have a huge amount of research and development here in Singapore. We do a collaboration with the National University of Singapore, their Solar Energy Research Institute of Singapore. And you can see we've just won one record after another for the most efficient solar panels you can buy on the market. Recently, we have the biggest, best residential panel, and we're developing the next technology from our headquarters here in Singapore. Here's a case study, which is Aptera. It's a auto company from California, and you can see they're putting our solar on the cars. You can just leave your car outside, get it all charged up, and go up to 40 miles per day just by leaving it outside. And now what we've been doing, just earlier this year, we launched the Beyond the Panel, which is beyond just us having the solar, but the whole integrated system where we have the AC module, storage, and the services. So that's a little bit about our company. Obviously, we're in the renewable space. It's exciting to be in the renewable space. I think for a long time, we were able to just rest in our laurels and the fact that we were seen to be a company that investors wanted to invest in just because of the industry we're in. But everything in the industry is becoming a lot more rigorous in terms of the way that people are evaluating companies. So we have to be a lot more rigorous. And we do have a Valdo from our supply chain team here. Historically, when we evaluated our suppliers, what we looked at was essentially just, are they the cheapest? Are they the best quality? Those are the factors, and then we go in and look at those factors and make the decision. For the ongoing monitoring of our supply chain, what we would do is essentially just make sure that they're following our code of conduct. So we put in place a very robust contract, very robust code of conduct, have supplier sustainability guidelines. It's a lot of very negative stuff. Don't do this, don't do that. Don't be corrupt. Don't bribe people under the FCPA. All this, don't do this, don't do that. And I actually do a training for all of our suppliers every year, make sure that they attend the training, but very much it's mommy, daddy, don't do this. What we wanted to do as a company, however, is look into how we can be more positive in our supply chain selection. Rather than just choosing our suppliers on the fact that they don't do this and they don't do that, that they comply with the laws, are they the best supplier? Do they have the best practices? And so we were looking for a solution for that, to have that. Part of this was frankly driven by our customers. What I'm seeing from our customers is they're asking me a lot more about my supply chain practices, what's in my supply chain. So it's very much demand driven. And this was a need that we were seeing coming from our customers. So that's when I was lucky enough to sit next to STACS at an organization, an event put together by PwC. I sat next to Sharon, who's here, and I said, wow, the STACS initiative, that could be super useful for us because we're looking for a way to be take into account the more positive factors in what we look for in our supply chain. So, the business challenge. The challenge was supply chain monitoring, because what we want to do is have a better control over who we choose as suppliers and monitoring them to make sure that they're the best suppliers that we could have for the planet. And the problem was that, up until now, there wasn't any centralized database to figure out where all the information was, and there was an absence of a comparability tool. So we weren't really doing any of this, and that's why we're so excited to talk to Taxed and see their tool. So the ESGpedia solution, what it does, it aggregates the disparate datasets to provide a one-stop registry, and it provides customized monitoring of the ESG data. And so the outcome is a lot more organized, easy access to all this ESG data, customization and automation, timely engagement, and a way to showcase the stakeholder engagement. So here you can see some slides with the actual interface that we have with ESGpedia. This is the portfolio monitoring. So you can see all our different suppliers there. We can plug them into the system, the name of the suppliers. All the information pops up. It does the assessment and comparison, flags up changes in ESG performance over time, and we're able to do some customization. So you have the big tool with all the different ones listed. Then you can do a deeper dive here. So that is very much of a great solution to this problem we were having of figuring out how to look and see what suppliers have, what certifications they have, what carbon disclosure they have from the CDB project. And we can kind of gather that information, compare them, and monitor them over time. It's also, frankly, very interesting from us from a finance perspective. because we are a company that is sustainable, this gives us an opportunity to showcase everything that we're doing for all of our potential investors, for our customers. People can find all that information. They go on the website, they look Maxeon Solar Technologies, they can see all the ESG data, they can see the engagement, and they can find all of our information there. So this pilot that we just completed with STACS, definitely a very positive pilot. Very happy that we were able to be able to meet STACS, to work with them, to develop them. I think it's been a great tool for us, one that will be very useful for us in our supplier selection going forward. These are some of the benefits here. By monitoring all of this, we can have reduced material and waste expenses, reduced energy potentially, can help us with compliance, help our customers. As I mentioned, our customers are interested in this information. We can definitely pass this information on. It'll be very interesting to them that we have it. Our employees, definitely ESG is huge to our employee, finding employees and retaining them. It'll be very important for that, and that should lead to greater quality and services. So thank you very much, and appreciate the partnership with STACS.